whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. We PoPolitickin, it's so dope when it kick in. You can get in where you fit in. We straight PoPolitickin, the whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. You know what this is when we PoPolitickin. My money long like division, I proposition to put a fist in. We straight PoPolitickin. Hey yo, I rise like the sun in the east, running the streets. Same people that was coming in peace, some in the beast on the microphone. It's never a long and hard task. For God, I'm gon' smash they blog and podcast. Introduction to journalism 101 with Pharaoh PoPolitickin, about where I'm from and what I do. What's up? It gotta be good. Interviewing everybody, you know they probably could. Take all the blood, sweat, and tears, working all them years. Put it in 10,000 hours, it empowers careers. From the baby and Megan Thee Stallion to Yo Gotti. High as a kite, jet life, currency in the party. With MC Light, J Prince said I rap a lot. Super Saiyan Black Kakarot with a Macintosh laptop in my Apple Watch. Smoking Fraggle Rocks, 4 eyes, got more lines and hooks than a tackle box. What? The whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. We PoPolitickin, it's so dope when it kick in. You can get in where you fit in. We straight PoPolitickin, the whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. You know what this is when we PoPolitickin. My money long like division, I proposition to put a fist in. We straight PoPolitickin.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Right now, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Make sure you check us out on Apple and Spotify. Wherever you listen to podcasts at, 1212 on the place to be with Mitch. What's good, bro?
What's good, brother? What's good?
Chill, man.
How we living?
There you go.
I'm trying to fix this hat, man. I'm trying to make sure it's straight, but it's all right. We're good this way. We good.
No, man. I thought you didn't wear covers inside. Where you get that from?
Hey, man, listen. Time I got out, I'm part of Civ Div now. You feel me? Come on.
Yeah, I was saying, so I got somebody told me to send me about your music, and I saw you as Marine, so it was already like, you know, I had love for you, but then I actually listened to the music, man. It's tough. I like it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
over time, you get stronger. Over time, you know, everything just built you up.
Yeah, I like it because it don't like kind of remind me of the like I see you say you work with Dreamville. You actually kind of reminded me of like kind of how, you know, J. Cole, like that kind of rap, like not necessarily like, you know how we got the you know, we got these different genres, but you actually sound like, you know, you spitting you on some hip hop.
Man, you know, especially while I was in the Marine Corps, that was like probably one of my go-tos. You feel me? Whenever I was really in the muck, I feel like I could throw on some Forest Hill Drive and really be okay.
Okay, and then so we gotta talk about first things first, man. So let us know where you from.
Well, first things first, I'm from White Plains, New York. I mean, I'm from the Burbs, but I'm also from Harlem, also from Bronx. You feel me? So everything in New York made me. I'm a little bit of a mutt.
Okay.
I'm from everywhere.
Then where did the Marine Corps come in?
I mean, basically, man, you know, growing up in New York, my family, my mom's, you know, my brother was the same thing. You know, he always did music, big musician guy. You know, he was crazy with the drums, so crazy with the drums that he went to Berklee College of Music. And the bill for that on that type of school is kind of crazy, you know. So for me personally, I was like, you know, I don't want to put that type of burden of college on my parents. I don't want to throw that back on them. So how do I do this? And, you know, how do I pursue music in a way that I want to without, you know, being dependent on them? And the Marine Corps was kind of that saving grace.
Nah, but I'm saying you could have went to the Army, Navy, Air Force. What made you pick the Marine?
See.
Crazy people.
See, I always think it's the funny part. I gotta turn this hat around because someone bugged me all day. That's the funny part, you know. Like I always tell people. So my god brother, who was actually airborne in the Army, I went to see him graduate. And when I saw him graduate, I was like, yo, nah, this is something that I gotta do. That's where I got the call. And then I went into my RSS, or I walked into the station, or to the recruiter station, the recruiting center. And, you know, when you walk in, there's Army on the left, and then there's a Marine Corps on the right. Right? So I walked in, and on the left, you can see all these cats on the Army playing Call of Duty, all having a good time, just jazzing, having fun. But then you can hear in the back just yelling and screaming. You can see people running back and forth, and they all in the gym, and nobody's in their office, but they're in the back going crazy. All you hear is yelling and screaming. So I walk back there. I walk into, it's all the Marines. I think from right there, I was like, yeah, nah, I need that. I need this type of craziness and discipline in my life.
So I like that. That's a good answer right there. Where you end up being stationed at?
North Kakalaki, Camp Lejeune.
Yeah, I was in Camp Johnson because I was an 0151, so I was in Camp Johnson. And then I actually went to Paris Island, but I actually ended up being stationed in Camp Pendleton. And like even right now, I live like by the
Camp Pendleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Paris Island is a different animal.
Yeah.
But good animal.
Yep. Oh, my boy right here, actually, the homie right here that just responded.
Hey, Rob.
He used to be a drill instructor, so he got stories for you. Oh, actually in Paris Island. Yep.
I bet he does. I bet he does.
So I was like, damn. So you basically joined the military because you didn't want to put a strain on your parents, but you was basically doing it for the music.
Also, that, you know, like, I always wanted to do music. I don't think that was ever going to stop for me. I always wanted to pursue the music. Always wanted to pursue the arts. That was something I was doing as a kid. Man, being able to see myself, and I don't know if I got this covering on properly, but being a kid, that was something I always wanted to do, right? It was like making music. That was my passion. And I found that the only way for me to do that and be able to do it my way and be able to do it the way that I want it was to go to the Marine Corps. You know, college, set for life.
Okay. So where did your passion for music come from?
Honestly, I always feel like I always got to give him his props, but I always hate to give him his props. So my older brother, literally, he put me on at such a young age to so much of a range of music. You know, he would have like CDs, or not even on a CD joint, but his MP3, his iPod. Whenever I'd be able to have it a little bit, you know, to listen to some music, he would have everything. You know, like from John Coltrane down to Paramore and Coldplay, down to Kanye, down to Jay-Z, down to, you know, like it was always a range of music. And being able to surround myself with that range of music, I was able to like encompass myself in that creative vibe that was like, whoa, come on, I gotta be a part of what this is.
How old was your older brother?
My older brother, 4 years older. 4 years older. Okay. 4 years older than me. 4 years older than me.
That's what's up.
But if you meet my brother, you could like, if you know me, especially if you know me from White Plains, if you know me from New York, you would know me and my brother are two different people. Very, very much two different people, but kind of have like the same fundamentals.
What happened? It kind of froze up. Oh, what'd you just say? It froze up a little bit when you was talking.
Oh no,
I think we good now.
My brother, you know, we're two different people, but I always find that we have the same like fundamentals, you know, the same things that, you know, grew us up into who we are now. We always have those same things, but we're very different when it comes down to like personality.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit more, man, but I want to go on and show the people the video right quick so they know who I'm talking to.
Oh yeah, let's see that video.
You know, they might listen to you a little different once they hear the music first. They hear the bars, they're gonna be like, oh shit, let me listen to what he's talking about.
Let's put that video on. Go on, let's put that video on.
So I want you to lead us into it a little bit.
Hey, if you ever had an issue of giving over those obstacles, you feel me? Or have you ever thought in your mind like, man, I can't do it? this song's for you to tell you that you can. Know what I mean? On God.
Yeah. It's what it sound like. It's what it sound like when you found all the knowledge in the world. It's what it sound like when you feel like God. You just want to give it back. It's what it sound like. It's what it feel like. I try to build, they try to break it. Losses couldn't shake them. Niggas try to pray that one of these days I meet my maker. Even if I taught them game, all these years I'm not the same. I took everything as it came. Some of these haters can know my name. I am a soul survivor. Gunshots in Carolina. Couldn't tell me to my face one of these days I rock designer. Cause we broke it down. I do anything for that crown. I'm Jackie Robinson on that man. I'm trying to get it in all accounts. Still got that AK in my couch. Couple more sit around that house. Hold that answer what I'm about. Can't have enough about that cloud. I'll be like, why God, war God, Vanguard, built like concrete as a jet. I'm too legit. My people ask me why I've never been one to quit. Fully equipped shit. Gone through so much bullshit. Hated this shit. We don't play no. Cause is who you choosing when you play one fool since they start. You can't take this world without a brave heart. Think hard, is they really with you? That's the only thing I think about on God. Boy, I'm steady working on God. I ain't losing focus on God. Busy smoking potent on mine. I'ma get my people on God. Boy, I'm steady working on God. I ain't losing focus on God. Busy smoking potent, don't mind. Don't mind. I told people I'ma get my stock up next. I buy the block. I used to sleep on cot. All the time I have, I used to plot. Double up supply. Only wish that we gon' reach the sky. They could've read my mind on a different mission half the time. They could've get me mad. I took off the chains that hold me back. I put the Sammy up. Then I ran it down like Sammy truck. What you gonna hate me for? I made 20 bands right off the core. Told them evil or shit they wake, that's not gonna make me fall. I got brothers that done died on me before I start to climb. Can't throw down love. Confidence is only built with time. I took all the time. Tried to get these demons off my mind cause they want blood. That can be too easy where I'm from in the sun now. Gotta bounce when sundown. Fuck that shit, I'm Farrakhan. This David vs. Goliath. Give no fucks about who in this room. I always be the highest. I don't get tired. Crawling through the barbed wire. Boy, I'm gonna make it on God. Boy, I'm steady working on God. I ain't losing focus on God. Busy smoking potent, don't mind. I'ma get my people on God. Boy, I'm steady working on God. I ain't losing focus on God. Busy smoking potent, don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that joint, man. He's spitting on it. I like the beat. I like what you talking about. Tight.
Yeah, brother. I mean, that whole piece for me, man, is really just like, it's like perseverance, man. Every time I hear that joint, I'm really just like, it takes me back to a point where it's just like, I gotta go get it. You know, no matter what comes my way, gotta go get it, man. It's one of my favorite songs in the world.
Yeah, I was asking you what, I saw you had to leave the Marine Corps because of seizures. Is that like, I actually tell you the truth, man. I actually had a close friend I was in the Marine Corps with. She just died. She died of a seizure.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's real.
That was like one of my best friends in the Marine Corps.
It's real. You know, every obstacle, man, got me here. You know, everything that I went through, everything that I've been through, got me here.
Y'all gonna say so? Just let the people know about you, like you shit. What you want the people to know about you?
Well, especially even on that tip, man. I was blessed to join the Marine Corps, be in the military for a little while, and in that time that I was in the Marines, you know, I met amazing people, right? I met brothers that I will know that I met brothers that we're good for life,
right?
You know, like brothers that we are good for life, and always. I feel like I gotta touch on them. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my brothers. You know what I mean? Like two of my brothers, Griff, Lance Corporal Griff, and Lance Corporal Walker. my guys. You know, I always gotta give them reverence. Both not here with us today, and both of those songs, you know, that song, both of those people, it was for them. You know, everything I do is still for them. You know, my brother Griff passed away 2018 from brain aneurysm. And that was my guy. Like that was my like when I would wake up from those seizures, that was the man I was waking up to. You feel me? No crazy. Like I would wake up and I would have him like pushing people around, like, yo, nah, back up, he good. Like, nah, this is my brother, he's good, he's good. That way on the highway. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like I wake up on the side of the highway. Like my bro, like, yo, bro, you good? You good? I had to stop real quick. And we on our way to a party, you know, we're on our way to get together. Right? And if he was driving, Walker was a passenger. You know, Walker passed away last year. Suicide.
Man.
Mental health. Right? And that's like one of the biggest things to me because it's always like we talk about it changed now. There's a new rate. They're saying 44 vets die a day from suicide.
It ain't 22 no more. It's 44.
Not 22, say 44. Based on federal rates, right? And this is my guy. These two individuals, my peoples. You know, like I wouldn't be anywhere or who I am if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, just with me, like actually, like my best friend and the number one supporter of what I do. We actually got a podcast together. His name DJ Period. He's in Brooklyn, but I met him in the Marine Corps. We've been friends for 20 years.
Yeah.
So that shit, I know it, man. Like that shit real, especially Marine Corps. Yeah. Like you meet somebody in the Marine Corps and you go through that shit, what you go through in the Marine Corps with somebody, they understand you. Y'all gonna be tight.
Yo, like on my EP 10601, one of the first songs, Gritty. My guy, Filosa, this is once again, when I was talking about my brothers, my guy, Filosa, Brooklyn cat. You feel me? This is my brother. Like we met on the first day, and from the first day, he was like, "Oh yeah, where you from? Oh, you from the Bronx? That's crazy. Where you from? Oh, you from Brooklyn? What's up?"
Yep.
Good from that day on, and we're both infantry. It's just crazy how God would have it.
Oh damn, you infantry?
Infantry.
Damn.
But it's crazy how God would have it. You feel me? It's crazy how God would have it. You know, I ain't going no big crazy. I ain't doing it for crazy. It's a blessing to be in. It's a blessing to meet.
What made you go infantry?
Honestly, man, just the thrill of it all.
Man, I think that shit was like, I don't know, man. That shit was weird how I joined because like it was this dude that played football, and I was probably like a freshman, and he was a senior. He was real good, and then I think he just came home on recruiting duty, and then he was like, you thought about the Marines? And I was like, nah. He was like, you hard, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm hard, and I just joined off that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, it was a thrill, man.
I told my recruiter, I was like, I want to do infantry. Then my recruiter was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I think my mom talked to him and said something to her. So I said, my ass ended up being an admin.
It was crazy. The cat said when my little ASVAB scores came through and they gave me all my jobs and jobs I could choose, they was like, yo, you got infantry. Infantry looks like you. I was like, you know what, man, I don't want to hear the rest. I'll do it. I'll do it. You know,
They know did they tell you about? Did you like study and prepare for the ASVAB?
Oh yeah. Like I'm not gonna front, man. Like I always say, for me, the Marine Corps was always like a blessing and a curse, right? Mm-hmm. One of the biggest blessings and one of the biggest curses, right? For me, I still have seizures to this day. I still go through my little joint. I still go through my time from being in the Marine Corps to this day, right? But everything that it has given me from my family down to my education, down to my career, it's always that big blessing and a curse. But
yeah, I would say me and my homie actually we be like helping people and talking to them about making sure they got their disability and stuff.
Yeah, man.
That shit you don't be knowing about either, man. Like you don't know about that shit. Then you get out when you young. Like when you young, you 22, that shit don't hurt. But when you turn 40, that shit hurt. All that shit that you did back then, you gonna feel that shit when you get old. So
all those cats, man. You run into a lot of cats that after, and a lot of cats, that I was in with, and after they realize, wait, there's like my back is hurting type crazy. Like my boy Griff that passed away. When he got out, man, he was thinking about going right back. You feel me? He was about to go, like he already signed up to go right back to the military, right? Just to, get back on that sense of stability. But we had always talked about like, yo, you gotta go to the VA. Yeah. You gotta go. There's so many cats that I meet on my day-to-day, especially just in both of the industries in which I work in, nonstop. And whenever I meet a vet, that's the first conversation that we really gotta have. If it's not the first, it's definitely one of the last conversations that we have because it's vital, right? Like it's vital for your success. The cats that go play football and they get banged up, hit up for the rest of their life. The minimum salary is $900,000, but they get banged up for the rest of their life. Imagine that. Millions of dollars they get paid a year, but they get banged up in 9 years. They're out in 9 years, but they're set for life.
In the military, in the
like in the NFL, right? Like those cats, they set for life. They got especially if they put their money in the right place, and they manage their finances the right place. They good for life. They can manage all of their ailments properly and get the proper care. Right?
As if they don't have CTE.
As if they don't have CTE. You feel me? But then the same thing happens with us. Same thing happens with the military. Military cats get out, and just because they are the ones that they're so ready to go and get it, that they're on to the next. But they forget that they have to, that they can still go to the VA and figure out what things that the VA can give to them to help them benefit for the rest of their lives. Right? It's the same exact thing. When I see my brothers and my sisters get banged up for 4 years, and that 4 years, even 4 years plus, you banged up for life. Right? So
I don't know. And then on the real, man, like that's 4 years, but man, 4 years is a lot. Like 4 years is really more than 4 years. When you dedicate your life to something for 4 years, that shit like really like worth 100 years.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Especially when it's worth it's life or death, shit. But it's life or death, that's like a shit.
100%. 100%. And I always think about my cats that joined. I joined in 2013, man. So I always think about my cats that joined in 2001.
I joined in 2000.
You feel me? So I think about y'all. I think about my guys that joined back then, when literally every enlistment was a deployment. Right? I think about y'all in the sense of like, we have to make sure that we're good, or that we can find a way to become good.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something before we get off. Just stay on, cause I gotta tell you something. I can't tell you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
All my secrets on here, but I'm gonna tell you something when we get off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying, by far, just like an artist, man, like what you want the people to know about you with the art, with the music, though. Oh,
on the music side, man, music is real. The music is everything. Everything that I've gone through is the music. Like the music is a way that I can actually paint a picture that doesn't only speak on what my life is, but speaks on the people that I interact with, their life, and the ones that don't have a voice to really speak on it in the way in which I can. That's what my purpose is. Like the music, bro. The music, bro, is the purpose. The music is the purpose. my manager Jordan is one of my best friends, my brother. We didn't put out music for 2 years. Right. And that was crazy. Like I was like, yo, you really gotta trust your manager to be like, yo, I'm not gonna put out music for 2 years. Right. But in that 2 years, God would have it in a sense, fate would have it in a sense that in 2 years, I meet my brothers, I meet my family, I meet people right now that that I call my brothers as semi collected, that I see on a day-to-day and I work with on a day-to-day. I met them in that 2 years. And now we brothers for life. Right? The connections I made in those 2 years. Right? Like in those 2 years, so many things blossomed in the way that I wanted to. So I didn't drop music for 2 years, and then at 2 years we built a 60 plus song catalog where it's real music. Every single song, anybody that's heard a little snippet or piece of that catalog can tell you it's real. It's crazy, but it's not only just one aspect of music, right? It's not just me rapping about this. It's not just me rapping about that. It's not just me singing about this. Those 70 songs, 60 plus songs is literally just a moment in life, not just in 2 years, but in the last 27 years. Right. But I'm blessed to be able to speak about my life and to speak about my passion, to speak about the things that I go through, to speak about the people around me in a sense that can also hopefully motivate those around me and those I hear it. That's the whole purpose, right? The whole purpose of the music is to influence those around me in a positive way. Not even those around me, but those that hear me in a positive way.
So how you plan to do the rollout of all the music? Or are you gonna release all the music?
Man, I'm trusting Jordan.
Okay.
I'm trusting Jordan. I mean, we got some things on the way. And one thing that we said when we dropped on God was, it's a domino. It's really a domino. If time that one domino goes, all the rest of them going. There's not going to be another time that we don't drop music.
Cause I was wondering, cause I had saw on Spotify, like it got like your like popular songs, but then I was trying to find your like your album or something. I couldn't find it. I thought I was just looking at the wrong place or something.
Now you just type in like 10601.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I see it. See, I can't see that shit earlier. I was clicking on the wrong damn thing. I was clicking on the EP. That's why that shit wasn't coming up. So
yeah, 10. The
so
10601.
Oh, so that was your last project that you released?
Exactly. That was my last project. Before we dropped on God, me and my brother Gage, one of my producers, super talented guy. Whenever we're in the studio, it feels like it's Jay-Z and Kanye in there, but it's pre-Kanye. It always feels like it's Jay and Kanye in the room. But with Gage, Gage dropped Nocturnal. I was blessed to be a part of that project, but I was on Draco, which is on the project. It's insane. It's one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs that we dropped last year, or this year. Going into the next, it's about to be an onslaught of just who I am and what we've been making.
Yeah, I'll say sometimes, like, man, 2 years ain't really even that long anyway. Sometimes it's good to, like, shit. Like, think about Kendrick, how long he be taking to put out stuff.
100%.
Sometimes you gotta live a little bit too. Like, if you really gonna make some good music, you gotta like take a break and live a little bit, because you can't just be like
1,000%. You gotta feel.
Educate yourself.
Yeah, bro, you gotta feel stuff. You gotta be able to be vulnerable. I think that's my key right now. It's one thing I'm trying to figure out is living in that vulnerability, right? Like making music, making my best music based off of that vulnerability, being in those hard times, being in those times where we struggling, but still hustling.
So what you like to do outside of music?
chill. If I'm if I'm not at work, if I'm not making music, man, I'm really also plotting on music. At the end of the day, I'm a big creative, man. Big creative. I think that's like my what do you call it? That's my thing, man. But like whenever I'm not making music, I just gotta find another way to create. You know, like another way to show people what I'm making. You know, but other than that, man, long walks on the beach, hitting the sunset, smoking with my guys, man. That's really. I'm also figuring out these days in my life, man, to be happy in the mundane things. Right, like finding solace in the simple shit. You know, like taking walks. Like today I took a 20-minute walk in a neighborhood underneath the sun, just walking. You know, and I think so much in life we take that shit for granted. It's so easy to take stuff like that for granted, right? Before this interview, I made myself a nice little meal. You know, like, oh man, I made some lemon pepper air fried chicken wings, man. Those were fire. Made some sauteed spinach. I made some rice with onion salt. It was crazy. And then I had to top it off with the White Claw. The White Claw went crazy. But nah, it was definitely yeah, man.
Yeah, I used to drink them all the time.
Just
now
chilling.
I'm trying to be healthy. Now I'm on this little hibiscus tea and shit.
Hey, that shit sounds fire too, though. That shit sounds fire too, though.
In this tree over here.
Hey, that also sounds fire.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to hope this damn. You know they're trying to get it where they gonna give prescribe weed to disabled veterans.
Hey man, they need to make that happen. They need to make that happen yesterday. They need to make that happen yesterday.
I was gonna ask you what was on your hat. You just took it off, though. I was gonna ask you.
Oh no. Hey, my man, flowers. My man, Ock the Savior. One of my inspirations as a rapper. One of my inspirations as hip hop, especially from New York. Come on, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, Beast Coast. My fault. But Flowers.
It's a rapper.
His song is out right now. Now his name is Ock the Savior, aka the Savior.
Okay, I gotta check.
He was in he's also a part of Flatbush Zombies. Half of Flatbush Zombies.
Okay, I gotta check him out.
Yeah, literally Flowers out now. Flowers just came out. He's crazy. You know, actually, great segue. When I was in the Marine Corps, right? When we would do like duty, you know, we'd be down there for 24 hours, be in the duty hut. It'd be 3:00 in the morning, and there's really nothing that you could be doing, right? I would literally just in my head just go like, so I would play, so I would listen to a lot of cats when they come out, say like, yo, who is that? I'm like, who is that? Yo, Flatbush Zombies, Underachievers, man. Underachievers is probably one of my biggest pushes. I said Flatbush Zombies, but Underachievers, one of my biggest inspirations, bro. To this day. But AK the Savior, Spotify, Flowers. Go find that. It's insane.
What you be listening to?
Outside of that, man, outside of like real, like I'm big on a lot right now. I like the East African joint. The East African music is really pushing me. It's really pushing me right now. Burna Boy goes crazy. But also one of my favorite songs.
Tim's and Tim's or something.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think they're a whole nother side of music that is going wild right now, but it also has a place in music for life. But yeah, that music inspirational. Outside of that, Kalen for real. Somebody I got put on to recently by my homie CJ. Yo, that's one of my. I listen to that guy every day. But Kalen for real, J. Cole, of course. You know, I'm a big boss from Dreamville, big on Cozz from Dreamville. Drake. I'm really digging this Her Loss album. That shit got me every day. I'm back outside, but I'm having a good time. But nah, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Outside of the underachievers and Flatbush Zombies and Joey Badass, I'm real on that. Oh, hold on, cannot forget all of my guys right now. West Side Guns, Buffalo's going crazy right now. Yeah, I like listen to it all, bro. If you don't listen to it all, how will you be able to create more than what you're used to making?
But you say you live in the West Coast now, right?
I live in the West Coast now.
Y'all say you listening to West Coast music?
Yeah, bro. Kalen for real. Kalen for real is one of.
I guess I'm spelling his name wrong. How you spell? That's what
it's a Kalan.
Oh, okay.
And then FR.
Okay, I was typing Caleb for real, and I was
yeah, Caleb for real.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
YG, Nipsey, Kendrick.
Oh, he with Rock Nation?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, J Rock.
Oh yeah, I like J Rock too.
Doechii.
I ain't heard Doechii.
Doechii, she's a female rapper that's also with them as well.
It's kind of hard to keep up with all these females.
I think she's probably one of the best.
Okay.
Probably one of the best, man. You should see her color videos go crazy.
Colors?
Yeah, her color. Everybody does those color videos. Her color videos goes wild. Also,
you said colors?
Yeah, colors. Have you ever seen those little colors music videos? It's like it gives artists an opportunity to like spit it acoustically, like live, but like it'll have like a different color backdrop.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
think I see it right now when I'm looking at it right now. I see it. Yeah, I'm gonna check her out. I think I seen her name, but I ain't listened to her music yet. I'm gonna check her out.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna say it again. Underachievers as well.
They got her. It say people also search for it. Say SZA, Rico Nasty, Bia. I like Rico Nasty, SZA, Bia. So I'll probably like her too. I guess. Yeah.
I look. I know. I already said it like 3 times. I already said it like 3 times. But you also got to go back and listen to my man's Underachievers, Octa Savior.
I think I got him on here too. Yeah, he up here. I got all 3 of them.
Yeah,
check this out.
Please do. Nah, bro. Like, also another. This is outside of the rapping shit. Shit that really motivates me as well is the singing. The singing is like one of my segues right now, especially when it comes down to the music. But my bros like Fabo, who is Fabo. You look him up. Who is Fabo on Instagram? Fabo is probably one of the best R&B singers that I've ever come across out here in general. But Fabo, Phabo, goes crazy. Also, Reggie Becton goes crazy. Sebastian McAuliffe, my brother, goes crazy. The R&B, that's just like a whole nother side that I'm definitely trying to get my foot in. But yeah,
Oh, you be singing too?
I'm trying to dibble dabble, man. It transformed from just being, just singing in the bathroom, in the shower, to like, maybe.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. Shit, I sure was lost. I heard you, but shit, I can't spell it still. I was
there you go. Hey, Jordy, you got to put Ak up there too.
Yeah, he did. He did earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, he is right here. No, I got him already.
Underachievers. Yeah, look, I've already been smoking, I'm doing a little drinking. So I said Flapper Zombies earlier. My fault, Juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, describe your creative process.
Honestly, man, I'm deciding to live in the moment. You know, I could sit at my house and really make music all day. You know, just I'm more of those writers that I find inspiration through what the beat sounds like. I find inspiration from the acoustics, or I found inspirations from how everything blends. For me, Jordan can tell you. For me, I used to be an intern for Jordan at a PR company out here in LA, and I would come into this internship after being at a studio session from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and I had to be there at 9 a.m. You know, and from that studio session, I would be like, "Yo, Jordan, I just made 8 songs in 8 hours," and we'd go through them. He'd be like, "Yo, these are crazy. These are insane. These are wild." You know, one day finally came where Jordan was like, "Yo." One day finally came where Jordan was like, "Yo, bro, like, let me be your manager," and that was really just based. I you know always like to say a part of that was based off of that work ethic, that not even just a work ethic, but just that creative process where I like to make music based off the music. All right, like me and my brother Gage, he was in a studio session 2 weeks ago for 8 hours. We walked out of there with 6 songs, like 6 joints, just saying like, yo, every single one of those songs are different from the next, right? And they talk about different things. And I find that being able to be there in the moment is always the best for me to create something rather than like just creating on the fly. I can do poetry every day. I could be a poet on that tip every day, but I always find that listening to the music is what really gets me into that creative.
What's up with that? Shit, what would you want to tell your fans and supporters?
Oh, it's just begun. We're just getting started. Honestly, it's just if on God did it for you, I can't wait to show you everything else that we're working on. I can't wait to show you everything else that we got in the clip ready to go, because boy, we've been working. And the time is now. And if you don't believe in yourself, believe in yourself. Because every step that I've gotten to, every obstacle I've overcome, every door that I've gone through, whether it was the door being open or I had to hit it with the 12 gauge, we overcame. We believed, and that's always say I'm so thankful for the people that was there when we had a thought. I'm even more thankful for the people that were there when it wasn't a thought and people just saw the passion. I'm even more thankful for those that are with us when it all became reality. This right here, this having this interview right now, is it becoming reality? A lot of the cats where I'm from, a lot of the cats from the 914, a lot of the cats I grew up with, a lot of the cats from New York, they could tell you it's not that easy to get out of the place in which we in. It's not that easy, right? And it wasn't easy. But if I could do it, y'all could do it, right? If my bros that's out here right now from the same city that I'm from, they could do it. Shout out Mari, shout out West. If they could do it, shout out Joe. If they could do it, why can't you? Right? So it's all that belief, man. So I believe in you.
Hey man, I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Thank you for having me. That politic, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate having a platform to speak on what pushes me and to speak on, you know, what all the places we can go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep in touch with you and do something in the future, man.
Oh, definitely.
Let me know whenever you come out with something else. We'll bring you on Two Black Brothers so you can talk to both of the military guys.
Oh, come on, I'm down. I'm down.
Right. You got any shout outs? You want to hit them with your social media?
Hey, biggest shout out. I want to shout out God. I want to shout out all the people that's been with me. I want to shout out my manager. I want to shout out S Plus Management. I want to shout out Boom. I want to shout out my guys. I want to shout out Maury, Breeze, G, CJ, Yardley, the whole gang, Niche, Close Knit, all my guys, my moms. I could go for days. Ian, I can go for days. Cody, I can go for days.
All right, y'all. We out.